Hey, hunters, you're tuning into episode 32 of the Zach'nBeats podcast. We are here for your listening pleasure. I am Beats. He is Zach. And let's get right to the show. Zach, are you ready for Tiki time?
I'm ready for Tiki time.
All right, cool. We're going to get to all the usual segments like the Green Vault Trivia, suggestions, buddy quests, and the current top 10. But this week, we also have greatness in our midst. As fresh off of his global #1 win, you can still smell the success on him. Welcome, Rudy Tootie. How are you?
Woohoo, Rudy.
Hey guys, what's up? Zach'nBeats, how's it going?
Hey.
Good to be here.
So happy to have you. Thanks so much. The current best player in Missouri.
That's right.
Yeah,
woo.
Hey, I'm going to turn my light on to see if this flickering stops. Hang on.
Oh, okay. We're going to solve these problems. While he's doing that, Rudy, how does it feel to come off of this win? And of course, we're going to talk about your win, but how does it feel to come off of this knowing that as we're recording this, tomorrow is the Hawaii event?
Well, I'm tired. I've been walking a lot.
But I heard you didn't finish your goals today.
No, I've been taking it easy. It's been raining, it's been raining in Kansas City. It's gloomy here.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've
just been relaxing the last 2 days.
Guess who walked in the rain today?
When you're global #1, you get the next at least 2 days off, right?
Yeah.
I think so. I think
take
you
the
should.
month off,
I'd take longer if it wasn't for this Hawaii event, but
yeah,
we'll be right back at it.
Nice.
I'm sure your wife will enjoy that.
You'll hate me. I'll have to sneak out.
Good stuff.
Honey, I got to take an extra shift tonight, okay?
You got at least 3 days.
Overtime.
3 days in between. I just want to point out that January I won, and then February 1st the Chinese event started. So I got no rest whatsoever.
No break.
Nothing. So enjoy this time. Enjoy this time. It's a good time, Rudy.
I assume everybody who's watching probably knows who you are, but in case there are some listeners who don't, tell us who you are and tell us, I guess, how you got into Coin Hunt World and when you started.
I thought you were going to ask him his accolades, but okay. Cool.
Yeah, close enough.
So,
Good.
I am Rudy Tootie, Kansas City player. I downloaded this game in May and probably started going at it like June 10th, I think, was when I fully got how to play. But how I got this game was kind of weird, actually. So one of my buddies here in town, he's me and him one wheel a lot. And one wheel is kind of like a hoverboard. And he brought this game to me because I was kind of into crypto already and he knew it. And he's like, man, I think you can earn some money on this game. So I downloaded it and, well, I turned it on. It was May. It was the Hawaii event, actually. And there was like a red floating vault. And I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, let me get some of this, right? This should be easy. And I think I looked up how to make a red key, and I was like, there's no way. I was like, what is this? 1,000 keys? I don't even see a key anywhere. So I kind of turned it off, and about a month later, I think that was like the high of Bitcoin was 69 in like Mayish. When it dropped, I was like, man, I need to make some crypto or find a way to earn some crypto. And I thought about this game. But the funniest part is my buddy got it from one of his one-wheel guys from this competition, and I'm pretty sure his name is Blimpalot in Discord.
Yeah.
If you see his little avatar, he's got a little one-wheel on a balloon.
Yeah.
And I think that's so I got to give him credit. I don't know if I even have a referral above me, but I kind of got to give him credit.
Yeah, Blimpalot, I remember him messaging me directly and telling me, hey, I think you got a referral in Kansas City, or like not a referral, but another player in Kansas City. I was like, oh, really? Where at? Because Kansas City is relatively big, as you know, especially if you include all the suburbs. So I was thinking probably in Kansas, and he's like, get talking, and then he's like, oh, Rudy Tootie, reach out to him. And then I reached out to you, and you're like, Liberty. I'm like, what the hell? You're like, right down the road. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's another good story is when I first started to learn how to play this game, I would go on YouTube and I'd be like, how do you play Coin Hunt World, right? And the only people that were popping up was Block Boy, Zach, and Amy X. And so I was listening to all of them, and I got a bunch of like good ideas from Zach and this and that. And I saw his like his first payout video, and that's what really like was like, oh shit. I was like, that motivates me to play a little harder. And then I'm driving down Berry Road, which is here in Kansas City, and I see this vault, the user vault, for the first time. And I'm like, oh, a new play, like a player is actually around here. And it was Zach, and I was like, what? You know, last person I would think right down the road. Like I could probably literally one wheel to his house if I wanted to. And yeah, so I got a hold of him later, or he got a hold of me probably, but then it just took off. I got my family, and we just kept going.
I'm most amazed that you were referred by somebody in Kansas City who is not Zach. Who is this other person?
So he doesn't even play the game.
What?
His name is Wes. He doesn't even play the game.
Wes.
I have tried. I've got him to put down 2 user vaults, and I know he's got 8 more ready to go, and I cannot get him. Like
Is that the guy who has
I'll get him. Zach knows I'll get him, but it's taking me forever.
Is he the guy who has one on North Oak at Quick Trip? Like north of
No, that's another one of my friends that I've been begging him to put his down. I've got people all over the place that are just like, they don't really play. They don't know
Rudy's
how to
like,
play.
please guys, play.
And they've got a couple user vaults down, but they didn't like go at it, and it's just like
It's so annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, but
all
you
that
know what?
potential.
We're good up here. Like we probably have more vaults than we need at this point with the new key mechanic. So
I still wish they were more lenient, like letting you put them on sidewalks that are like a mile long, but in a residential area.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like in the middle of where the houses are. I'm talking about like on the outskirts of the main road, like where cars clearly go. And I'm not saying that to get the car. I'm saying that like because that's easy for me to walk, but I get it though. Anyways,
I think tagging will come in.
I want him to be more lenient.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, like since you live by a golf course, Rudy, you've got a long stretch of road where they just approve.
Yeah. Well, it's a green
like,
area. Like in between the 2 roads is like a green area, so it's hard for them to argue with that. Right?
Well, yeah, it's like you got a park on one side, 2 roads with path on the other side, and then on the other side there's a green, like literally a golf course.
And it's long and big.
Yeah. So yeah, he's got a pretty good setup where he's at, like living in Coin Hunt World wise. But yeah.
That has to bring us to our question of like, how is this happening? How did you do this? I know you actually, Zach, you should just say this part because you have a much better written question here, I think.
Well, I get so you started playing hard in June, I guess. So then July, I guess, is where you were shooting for #1 global. So this isn't your last month story, but this is 2021 July. I just want you to tell us, I guess you tried for global, and long story short, you'll give the long version, I'll give the short version. You came in behind Trugoy, I guess, right? And so you got #2.
This story is the most painful story of my coin hunt career. Like, so that one, so in June, I got like my own vaults down, and that's when I like realized, oh man, I need to get some referrals. And of course, my family was the easiest to like, you just grab their phone and put it on their phone, get it, and kind of explain in short term and see if it takes off. And so I got my mom, my dad, my wife, my mother-in-law, my aunt. I have a cousin. I've got like 4 people from work and like 5 of my friends that all have the game. But
so Rudy's strategy is basically like, give me your phone, I'll install it for you, I'll make sure I get my referral, and here, you can have your phone back.
Yeah. So what happened was so we're all buddies, right? We've become buddies. All we're doing is buddy quests with each other. I didn't even have any other buddies but my family. So it was like easy, quick. We were all knocking them out. I'm getting these extra yellow keys.
Yeah.
And I'm learning that, oh my God, I'm flying up the leaderboard in kind of June. And I realized, okay, well, maybe I can do this in July. Because I'm like, I've got a bunch of other referrals. We'll probably get some yellows. We'll get buddy quests. And then I
we need to mention
red referral, and I was like, ooh, if somebody prints a red key, I get 1,000 points. So I was like, hey, my mom, she was playing hard too. My mom started, like, she got into it. As you can see, she's up there.
Nice.
When she goes, she gets up there. And I was like, hey, you need to get 1,000 keys this month. Before the end of the month, you and Dad need to get 1,000 keys. And my wife, I was like, she'll get 1,000 keys. She can drive with me. And I drove my mother-in-law a couple times downtown because I was getting really good at like finding where the keys were and getting them fast. And so the red referrals, I got 4 of them that month. And I kind of like slowly, I was hunting pretty hard. I was probably hunting the hardest because I didn't know what I was doing. And it was taking me forever. You know, it was like 4 hours a day I was putting in, and it was exhausting. And so I climbed up the leaderboard, and at the last day was the hardest day I ever hunted. I went downtown. I found like so many greens. It like really opened my eyes to what was available out there in Kansas City. And I was so tired at 5 o'clock. I was gonna wait to do my red referral. Like when I think my wife had the last one. I was like, hey, you need to go and print this red key. And I've got like 80,000 of resin, which was quite a bit back then. And so right at 5, I was so tired of driving, and I probably put in like 8 hours that day.
Oh man.
I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just dump this in the crane at 5, and because I was in second, I hadn't even been in first yet, and I popped over Trugoy, and I had Block Boy on my back, so that was intimidating, you know. And I popped over Trugoy, and I was like, oh my God, I got him. But I had 2 hours left. So he just ran down the road and like put in another like 100K because he was loaded. He sent me a little Discord message. He was like, I had so much left over. And I was like, if I would have just waited until the last minute, I could have probably took first that time.
Oh man.
But you live, you learn, you know. So yeah, and then I went on to second place. It was good, you know. You get 5 red keys at that point, and then the auction house like just came out, so I was able to catch up.
Weren't you getting crypto at that point? I think you were getting crypto at that point, right? Last year you were getting.
You were getting like the red boxes.
The boxes.
The red keys.
Yeah.
But but global, you were getting the red keys, and to me the red keys meant more. Well, at that point, actually.
No, I remember you were still at like
keys actually
crypto.
are better because you can do so much with them.
Well, this is also a point in time, Rudy, where you weren't getting you were getting double the leaderboard points you were for referrals. And on top of that, you were getting keys when people would like get their, essentially then if they got a red key, then you would get a red key and the leaderboard points for that.
So I came out with like 9 red keys that month.
Oh my God.
It was like my second month. And so then I was like, I bought a bunch of stuff, like the auction house comes out and I didn't have anything. So I was like, I was in heaven. I was like buying everything up. I bought Zach's resin. It was probably the most anyone's paid for resin in the world of coin hunt. I did it. Like what did I pay you, Zach?
I think it was 2.4 reds for, I don't know, I think it was like 250,000.
40,000?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Like that would go so cheap
but
now.
You know what?
Yeah.
You were going for that. Like you were going for that, and I wanted to. It wasn't really helping because me and Block Boy were going at it. I think we set the record for bids that day.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But then I bought a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I got a chill blueprint. I got a chill blueprint for 1,008 keys.
Yeah, that's insane.
Rub it in.
It was an accident. I just kind of like bid on it, and I was like, I'll just bid on this. And it was the first thing I had ever won. It popped. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, they go for 6 now.
Yeah,
6.
yeah.
At least
I won't be selling it.
Yeah, I bet
Don't
not.
sell it.
Yeah.
All right, so
especially now.
That's awesome.
It's funny that like Zach, you finished second a long time ago, and then that was kind of like an impetus to go first. And then I had I never finished second global, but I finished I think 4th global, and that was like lit the fire under me. So I wonder if like that's kind of what you got to do. You got to get really close and then get burned, and then you get the fire under you.
Yeah, because you learn. Yeah, you learn a lot. You know, and when you don't win, it's you want to win. You know, you want to win, and if you don't, like I felt like if I would have won that first time, maybe I would have just been like, great, you know, this is good. I chill. I wouldn't have tried. Then I tried in October, right? So October was a whole different story. But you want me to tell you that one?
Go for it.
Well, yeah. What was October?
So October was another second place finish.
Oh, I don't even remember.
Yeah, that was Block Boy hitting the purple vault.
Oh, in UK.
And I had accumulated a bunch. So this time I was really just thinking a big resin dump and a bunch of prints that I had. I think I had like 5.5K worth of leaderboard points in prints. And I hunted real hard that time. And that was the first time Lion Locks really came on. And it was crazy how much Lion Locks was going. It was wild because I was hunting so hard and putting some prints every now and then just to see if I could catch him. And I could not. And I was like, this guy's got to either be, I don't know what he was doing, but I know he hits a ton of vaults. But it was wild that I couldn't catch him. And I knew Block Boy I wouldn't catch either. But came in second again.
Yeah, that's the time
more fire to the.
Exactly.
You printed last minute to pass Lion Locks, right?
Yeah, I did. So
yeah,
I was thinking about saving it all because I was like, I don't even know where this guy is. And then you think when you're in the moment of that, when you're all the way up there and you pushed in that like month worth of effort, you're like, you might as well just put it all away. And so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna print it all. I printed and I like passed him by not that much. And I sent him, I kind of told him, I was like, man, I don't know what you're doing, but this is amazing. Because I know he would we put in so many points. I'd like to see if like Block Boy didn't get that purple, where it would have like ended up. But
yeah.
Then you see what Lion Locks has done. He's just like consistent every single month. It's crazy.
Yeah. How about it? He's there all the time now.
It's crazy.
I'm assuming he doesn't have a job because otherwise.
I hope he does. I mean, maybe if he does and he's doing it. Oh,
it's crazy. Crazy.
I mean, if you just have nothing else going on, you can go to a job, and then your whole hobby is doing this.
That interview he had with IT guy, like some of the stuff he was saying, I was like, man, I feel the same way. I feel the same way about this game. It's amazing. Sure. They're doing an unbelievable job. And even this walking mechanic, even though I was, driving a lot, I love this walking mechanic too.
I enjoyed IT guy's podcast with him where he told the story of you passing him in the last minute and then him being like, all right, I'm going to really dig in and see how these leaderboard points work because this is bullshit.
Yeah, he didn't even know. Like, that's the scariest part. He wasn't even using some of the tricks that I have to use because, here in Kansas City, we can't really compete, honestly, with the vault capacity of some of the other cities. So you got to get strategic with these leaderboard pushes, and you got to save a little bit. And, I had a couple more tricks in my sleeve this time. So
you were his villain origin story.
Yeah, kind of. I was expecting him to come back and get me to this time. I was like, he's probably mad at me, and he's probably going to ask me at the last moment and shatter my dreams.
You said you liked the walking mechanic. So obviously you were able to transition really quickly from the driving to the walking, and it worked for you. Do you now have a new routine of just you go for the walk in the morning, or what's your normal thing now?
So I don't really have a routine yet. Like I had to get into the walk. Like I was already in it. My effort was of 18 days was
right.
I was like, I just got to go. I'm going to have to walk these out. Now, the funny thing is I missed the very first one. I got one goal done the very first, I think they started at like 10 a.m. here. And then they reset at 7. And I completely.
Did Zach not tell you either?
What's that?
Did Zach not tell you either that?
Yeah, he
okay.
Yeah, he must not have, but he was trying to get that local.
No. No, Rudy keeps thinking I'm trying to last time I was talking to him, he's like, man, you really want Kansas City #1. You're not getting it, right? And I'm like, Rudy, I'm not trying to get #1 Kansas City. I was like, I want you to drive me around, buddy. He's like, oh, okay.
I should have took you.
Anyway, so where are we at? Yeah, so you talked about July, you talked about October. So I guess you may have already answered this indirectly, but I guess how much did not finishing first the last 2 times motivate you to finish number 1 this time around?
I wouldn't say it motivated me a lot. Like I learned a lot from those other 2 times, but really like the crypto in this game for me was like really important. And when you do those leaderboard pushes, you make so much. If you're hitting greens, you got to hit the greens and the blues. You got to hit your vaults, yellows if you got them. You're making so much more than you like are doing just casual. And I played casual a bunch of months too. And it's not, it's a huge difference. So I was like, well, I mean, even if I am going to go for the first, like, honestly, this last time, I wasn't even thinking I was going to go for another leaderboard push because I was playing casual and it was good. The wife was happy. I wasn't stressing and, but you want first, but the crypto was good enough in my mind to where it didn't really motivate me to like press it. But this last time I just had like this new referral came out and I just it
the red QB referral
advantage really, and I was like, hey, I might be able to get first. Let's see if we can do it again.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes that referral game will push you up there, and you're kind of like, well, I kind of just got to go for it now. I've got this momentum.
Yeah. So the first time I really like studied the leaderboard points and how you can make leaderboard points in every single way. And so this being my 3rd time, I was like, I know every like green in the city. I know how to hit them within like an hour and a half. And I don't have to spend a ton of time. And then that red referral QB system like changed in March. And then like when you printed a red QB, you would get leaderboard points for like an epic print or like 100K worth of resin, essentially, right?
Right.
So I have like so many referrals that were my family that they play, but they don't really like play, like really get into it. And they had all like got all these, they had been playing for like 7 months very casually. They've all got the red QBs
Red
and
blueprint.
They've never printed them. So I was like, oh my God, I probably got like at least 4 or 5 that they could just print the red QB and there's another epic print or 100K resin, however you want to look at it.
Pause for just a second.
So I was like,
so does this mean that you got red keys the first time around from some of your referrals, and then since they didn't print their red QB, you got essentially double referral points again from them?
Of course. Well, it's not double.
I
mean, it was good.
Yeah, well,
it was good.
No, you're just playing the game the way it is. It's okay.
They changed that. Hey, don't hit the player.
No, it's great.
I was playing by the rules, and if you printed a red key at that point, it was leaderboard points. I wish it was still that way. It's hard to hit a red vault because they don't come around that often. Right. But when they do, people will benefit from them. And if they have referrals that they know, you can benefit from it if you've got a couple of them that you can take to the red vault yourself.
Right.
And that's just lucky as hell. Like you didn't know that they were going to change that, and all these referrals that you had didn't print their red QB. Like that's lucky.
Hold on one second. They asked me about these blueprints, and I'm like, you should just keep them because you can get a leaderboard push maybe down the line. Like, and they don't play casual. I mean, they do play casual. So eventually, I was like, well, you're never really gonna jump up too high.
You just tell me.
I didn't know they were going to make the change, and then they made the change for that printing the red QB, and I knew I had 4 or 5 of them And then I had 4 epic prints, and I was just like, hey, maybe I'll go for April, and then I did.
That's good, man. I'm happy for you, and
yeah,
I guess a little kind of a controversial question, maybe not. I'm just gonna throw it out there. So it seemed like everyone and their dog, including Beats, was rooting publicly, and Beats and even Illusion Weaver, rooting publicly for Coin Demon. So, and it's obvious probably why. He's from the UK. Nobody has won from the UK. He's a very likable guy. He's got a podcast, and it just makes sense. But how much did that motivate you to push harder, having nobody essentially in your corner? And I guess how much did it motivate you to finish number 1? I remember even messaging you, trying to taunt you a little bit. And I showed you a couple comments that I was trying to push you along a little bit.
Yeah. No, Coin Demon is a stand-up guy. I love his podcast. Him and Warren are doing some good stuff.
Yep.
That didn't really motivate me at all. I've got my family.
Whatever.
I've got my family, so I got enough support. I knew I had you, Zach. We got some KC guys that are behind the KC crew. We got Loop De Luke and Anus W and Debit Me. Little shout out for them.
Nice.
Even every single time you say Anus W, I'm just like, Anus.
Oh, I had to get that one in. But no, it didn't. I was kind of rooting for him too, honestly, because I was like, well, I'm becoming second.
I'm pretty sure you could have just let him pass you if you wanted, Rudy.
Well, I was too close. And I was like, this is probably the last time.
I was rooting for him too. Man, come on, drop another million.
I had everything. I already had everything. So I had been stocking up resin since October, since the last run, right? So I had probably like I think I started with about 950K worth of resin. And I knew if I played hard, I would make another 300K or so, But so I had like 1.2 million, and I had those red referral QBs. I had 4 epic prints that I hadn't printed. And then since the Chinese New Year's, I had been playing casual. But even when I played casual, I would go out and get, 100 to 150 keys a day, just like stocking up. And then when April came around, and the red referral came around, really was the first time I thought about it. And then April came, and I just kind of was like, I got everything. Let's get into it. And then we got into it, and Coin Demon just popped up to the top like immediately. And I was like, oh man, like I don't know what he's got, but he's got a bunch of cranes over there in UK that I know of. So that it's hard to compete with resin dumping. And so I worked nights, and I didn't even hunt that first reset because I was working. I worked 7 to 7, so it starts on the reset and finishes on the reset.
Oh,
so I have 3 resets where I never hit. And I was like, well, let me go out and really hit it hard this morning. I'll double dip in the morning because I do a double dip so I can get everything done in a 3.5 hour, 4 hour period, and then be done for 2 days, And I jumped up to like 50, I think. And then I did it again, and I got up to 20. And then I was like, okay, Christy, which is my wife, I was like, go down to Target, print your red referral, and let's see if this thing really works. And then if it does, I'll go for it. I'll start going really hard, right? And she did it, and I jumped up to like 11th place. So I knew it was legit. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to go hard. And I didn't know what Coin Demon was doing, honestly. But I know he had a ton of resin. I saw like his stream at one point where he had like 2.3 or 4 million of resin. I was like, oh my God.
What?
I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get. And I didn't know that. So how it worked that month was I think he was up top at first. And then I printed a couple. I think I printed a red referral. I printed a one of my epic prints. And so I was up there really close, like top 5, I think, and I was hunting really hard. And So I was like, okay, let me see how close we are. And I had my mother-in-law print another red referral, and then I printed another epic, and I think I double dipped, which was like another 800 points because I was trying to do like 400 points in a day with 2 resets, hitting green, probably 15 greens and like 200 blues to 250 blues. So
It's quality.
yeah, it's a lot of work. It's like you got to be consistent too. Like every single day, you got to get them in. And those greens, I could do the greens with even my work, but the blues, like you would miss out on some blues, and I just had to go a little bit harder. And then I passed Lion. I think Lion Locks was up there, and I was like, oh man, I was like, I don't even know if I can mess with this guy. And I passed both of them with printing another like red referral. I was like, okay, I've got a nice little lead. I knew I had about like 100 Ks worth of resin. I kind of like think about resin for some reason in leaderboards. And then he popped me. He like popped up from third to first, and it was big. Like it was big, and I saw that he had filled a crane. I was like, oh man, I was like, this is gonna be tough. So I just kept doing the hunt. I was like, okay, I'm probably down 800K worth of resin, which is 4,000 leaderboard points. And I was like, I just have 10 days of 400 a day. I'll catch him. And I don't know what he was doing vault wise, but I was like, I've got so many keys. I had so many keys because I was stacking up keys, right? At the end, I started with about 2,900 blue keys and about 160 green keys. And I was like, I'm going to spend them. So I was just like going, and like it never felt like I was catching them. Tell you the truth, I was like, man, I must be behind, or maybe he filled another crane up. But then I sent him. He mentioned this on IT Guy's podcast that I had sent him a message, which I did, and I was like, hey man, how much of a lead do we have on Lion Locks? Because I was like, oh man, if this guy starts spinning his keys, like you just can't really compete. Like I feel like he could probably do like 400 blues in a few hours, and then who knows how many greens if he wanted to. And so he responded. He's like, "Oh man, I forgot to look," and I was like, "Damn, that would have been helpful." But so
you put in? Did you put resin in anywhere? I was under the impression that the Kansas City cranes were already completed.
Yeah, so we've got 2 yellow vaults, and I was hitting those every week. I had my 1.2 million resin. I was planning on saving it. I didn't even want to use it because I feel like you can sell it, you can use it for other stuff. So I was going to save it. The last thing I was going to use was my resin, and so I was like, okay, I went down to Tampa. Actually, I took a little trip down to Tampa, and I was going to fill that crane and bush. But then I saw that Phoenix was going to, shout out to Phoenix. Good, nice job. Sorry, it was 6. But he ended up filling the crane before I could get down there, which I was fine with. I was like, I've got a crane in Omaha, 2 cranes in Omaha, 2 cranes in Tulsa, and a crane in Wichita in the Midwest. That's pretty easy for me to get to if I want to get to it. So I wasn't really like too worried. And that's when the walking mechanic happened. And I was like, man, it changed the whole thing. But I was like, I've got to knock out this walking mechanic every single day because I knew Coin Demon was going to be doing it. Seemed like he was like doing it with ease.
And it's worth a lot, so you got to do it.
Yeah, you heard on the podcast that he, at work one day, he just looks and he's through stage 7. After he gets off work, I'm like, what?
That's crazy.
That's like, I mean, apparently for him it's not, but for me, that's almost 8 miles. But for him, I guess it's like 5, whatever. I don't know if that's an Android thing. I don't know if you guys have it easier, but
maybe if you're lifting stuff while you're walking, it kind of goes faster.
Yeah.
UK measurements.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I went to Tampa. I hit that yellow vault. I was walking my brains off I walked on the beach. It was nice. Actually, it probably helped me because I was concerned that I wasn't going to be able to do a lot of vaults down there in Tampa, well, it was Venice. That's where my mom lives down there. So I went to go see her, and we were walking together. And she was what I found out about that walking mechanic in Florida, because I was on the local leaderboard there now, that I was flying up the leaderboards. I got up to like 6 in Florida, and I was just really walking for like a week. And I was like, man, I've got to walk or I'm going to get burned pretty bad. I'm never going to catch Coin Demon.
Sure.
And so I come back home, and I was like, all right, it looks like I'm going to have to spend this resin somewhere. And so I was like, I'm going to go down to Wichita, and I was going to fill that one because I thought it was at 10K. I thought there was like 990K left in it. But before I left, Loop-de-Luke actually was like, hey, man, somehow it got completed already. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to go down to Tulsa then. It was like 1 more hour further, and there's two cranes. So I went down there, and I reached out to Corkio and Joey Bananas and Dan Abyss and the Oklahoma crew. And I was like, hey, I'm going to come down here and throw some resin in these cranes. Does anyone I was like, I'm not planning on filling either one of them to completion, but I'm going to just put probably I was thinking 800K in to see where I was. So I went down there and I filled up, I think it was right around 850,000. I think I got the numbers. I can look it up, but I filled both of the cranes up to about 50%. And I told him, I shot him a text, whatever. But I passed Coin Demon. I would think I was about 150,000 worth of resin away from him. I passed him with the lead. And so then I filled the rest up, and I knew I had about a 700,000 resin lead, which is 3,500 leaderboard points. And wow. I was like, that should be enough, right? So I got home, and I'm kind of relaxing. I'm doing my walking still. I kind of toned down my vault hitting because the keys won. I couldn't get the keys that I was getting. And I heard he sends me a message, and he's like, man, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. And I'm like, man, I think you still have 1 million resin, but I didn't know for sure. I was like, I'm pretty sure you still got another 1 million of resin. And I still had some more resin left. And so I was like, man, should I save it? Should I not? And I was like, when you're there and you put in so much effort, you just got to dump everything. And so the 29th, I drove up to Omaha through this crazy storm, and I dumped the rest of my resin in the Omaha. And I talked to the Nebraska people because I had been up there before in October. That's what I dumped in October a little bit. And I was like, hey, I'm going to fill this crane up to about 94% or so. So I'm going to leave somebody a little room if they want a construction blueprint, or if they want the wiki, to complete it, you guys can have it. But I think he went and dumped another ton of resin that last day. And I got a feeling that Omaha dump was the thing that kind of got me out of his range. And
yeah,
so,
I think you're right.
Then I won. So, woohoo!
Yeah, I full disclosure, I was in the Coin Demon camp throughout this as he was going through this, and so he was giving me little updates here and there, and he was like, I got a big resin dump on the last day, and I was like, yeah, do it. And here you are, you were doing the same thing. So yeah, that's what the name of the game is. So congratulations.
Yeah, so it's all changed. It's weird how this game changes so much.
Yeah,
so rapidly. Like before, it was the first time I did it, it was like if you hit a lot of vaults, you could really rock it up. And nobody really had a lot of resin. And then the referral game. And the second time, it was Prince meaned a lot. But now it's walking, and it's resin dumps. Really, it's the art of the resin dump.
Yep, it's still saving up. I mean, everything helps, and referrals apparently that helps too.
Yeah, it's just weird because if you think about resin. The reason I wanted to save it was man, I could probably, if I sold this 1.2 million, which I think Manel sold his 1.3 million for 3 keys. Now that was you never know if that's going to happen, but if you think about 3 red keys, and then leaderboard, like global, you're not far off. You just came in
Right.
third, you know?
Yep.
So
Just no
that's
glory.
why I was like, man, you know, resin's actually more valuable than you think, but it's fun
True.
to come in first or set, you know, hands off to all the top 5. You know, it's a hard grind. Congrats to them all.
Yep.
Nice.
But yeah.
But yeah, so it's awesome to do it on such a big change month where like so much happened. So because everyone was saying like, oh, you don't want to compete on that month. So
man, I am so happy that I don't have to do one of these next months when everyone has like they got to walk 30 days. You got to walk 30 days. I was like, at least I only had like 10, right?
It's true.
Yeah.
So,
nice.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see the competition in the next coming months.
Yep. I haven't missed a walking day yet.
I know you're a walker, Zach. I'm trying to keep up with you on that trainer hero. I don't know if I'm gonna get my 10K steps in today.
You get right off of this call and you go do it.
I'll walk around my house.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so we'll just transition into other things that I guess we'll call changes. One thing that Illusion Weaver had said this week was that by the end of this year, there will be an in-game structure that can mint your in-game NFTs. So now all of us will have an in-game NFT, at least one of them.
That's the end of this year, right? You said that?
This is by the end of this year. So
yeah,
we're talking 6 months, 7 months tops.
That was one of the motivating factors, honestly, that little NFT.
Yeah, you know, good. So I'm hype. I'll have at least 2.
The only unfortunate thing about that is nobody will probably want your NFT.
I was thinking about that actually.
First place.
not you specifically, Rudy, but anybody who finishes number 1.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I imagine completionists, people who want all of the, you know, the odds and ends of the game.
Well, Lion Locks is probably going to have he's probably got all
3. He's got 3 out of 4, I believe.
So I would say Lion Locks would be like the collector of these, if anyone, because he's already got 4 of he needs the whole set, like all 12.
Yeah.
He's going to try to come in 5th so he can have like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is he on all of ours? Like all of ours?
He's on mine.
Lion Locks, you're fucking crazy, dude. That's all I got to say.
He's a photo bomber. Well, and he came in first that first time. So
photo bomber.
Yeah, he did it. Have you guys unlocked or unlinked Uphold yet?
Rudy, you want to answer that?
Yeah, I got like a little advance on the unlink. I sent in a bug report it was probably like 4 days before they announced it, and I was like, hey, I didn't know they were going to announce it. And I was sending a bug report. I was like, hey, is there any way I can unlink my Uphold? And someone just replied back, sure, it's unlinked. And so I was unlinked for maybe 5 days. I don't think I got another week's payout worth, honestly. It happened the next 2 or 3 days. So, but I have it unlinked. I'm stacking. I've almost got 10% of Ethereum from this month.
Nice.
Pretty good.
So you're all in on the whatever this staking thing for keys or whatever it is going to be.
I mean, I think it's smart to keep some in game. I've played long enough and I've pulled enough out, or it's an Uphold, that I'm like, well, you might as well diversify. So I'll have some in the game and some out of the game.
Zach, did you unlink?
Yeah. Yep, I'm unlinked.
Oh wow. All right. I'm the only still linker.
It's okay.
All right.
You still pulling it out, Beats?
I'm still pulling it out. Well, still goes to Uphold anyway. So until I've proven otherwise, until you give me a damn good reason to stop getting that crypto, then I'll stop. And trust me, I'll catch up to you guys.
2%.
Pulling out's never fun.
What? The only way. Zach, you run my back about getting the upgraded QB display case, but you still haven't even filled yours.
Talk to Block Boy. He's the reason it's not filled.
He's the reason why you don't even have 9 QBs?
There's no reason to put anything other than an epic in there, right? You show off your common. Oh, look at my common QB.
I have 6 air QBs in mine, so.
Yeah, I noticed that, Beats. I didn't know you liked the
What's
air
wrong
QB
with you?
I just had 6 of them, so I was like, I'm just gonna fill this up with one thing and be like, I got a lot of these. I don't know.
I bought one for or a couple months ago. Like, I don't make a whole lot of smart investments, just luck into anything. If I make keys, it's usually luck is what I'm trying to say. But I think I bought like one for 50, 60 keys, and I sold one the other week. Like somebody bids like 330 keys. I'm like, okay, you can have it. It's like, whatever.
On an air QB?
Yeah, on an air QB. Like,
those elemental QBs are going.
You can have it. I paid 60. You can have it.
I've got.
I've seen the earth and the water going a lot.
Like the ability to make 10 of those air QBs.
Ooh, okay. There you go.
Doing
good. All right, cool. Do you guys want to jump to Green Vault trivia and just keep going? Wait, I'm just looking at we maybe have 10 minutes left of a normal hour. We can go over, which is fine, but just throwing it out there. Green Vault trivia are a review of hard questions you might get to help you learn before you burn yourself. I didn't say that right. To help you learn yourself before you burn yourself. I got to work on that. I'll work on that. Green Vaults. I'll just throw it out there that I got one of yours from the other week, Zach. What company makes a MetaMask wallet? I got it, and I remember it. Yep, I got it. Nice. I was very happy with myself and with you.
So I thought you weren't a crypto category clicker.
Well, if I get the crypto, food and drink and automotive, I'm going crypto every time. So
sure.
And I like the crypto one. I like the ticker symbols are easy. That's no problem. Rudy, do you like the crypto category?
I do. Yeah. Kind of one of my go-to greens. Crypto, wordplay, do a little bit of auto.
Okay. Rudy, do you want to give your Green Vault question?
Yeah. So mine is a sports question.
Ooh, we don't get sports here often.
So what is the term for a player who strikes out 4 times in one game?
Strikes out 4 times in one game?
I know. When I got this question, I was like, I don't have a clue.
I have never heard of that being called anything. I don't know.
Yeah. So it is called the golden sombrero.
Oof.
What?
Yeah, I know. I won't forget that. So you ever get it? Golden sombrero.
Now that's just sports. That's not Sports US, right?
Well, it strikes out.
It might be Sports US. I can't guarantee that.
Yeah, golden sombrero. Inglorious feat of striking out 4 times in a single game. So striking out every time you get up in a game, basically.
Yeah. I don't even if they got one for 5, because I know people have bat 5 times in a game. I don't know if they have another name for that, but
it's the platinum sombrero.
I'll wait for that question. So.
The Bitcoin sombrero.
Good to know. I click on sports every now and then in green, so that's a good one. I would never know that. So thanks for that. Try to remember it. Zach, do you want to do yours?
Sure. So I got this one wrong. So I think I know the answer. I'm not 100% sure. But Rudy probably will know, maybe. Health and medicine. What medical term means a mass or growth of thin tissue? Whatever I selected was wrong. But poly P was one of the answers. I think that, I don't know how to say that, but that's how you spell it. Polyp. So I think that.
Polyp.
Polyp? Yeah, is that it?
That sounds like, that could be that. I was thinking of lipoma or cyst, but polyp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other 2 answers were obviously wrong to me because it gave BMI as one. That's obviously not it. Usually I don't say wrong answers, but that one's so ridiculously wrong that it's okay to say it. If you click that, that's your fault. And whatever, polyp, Polyp. So that was one of the answers. And there was one other word that I didn't know what it meant.
Cyst sounds like it was probably the one that. Polyp sounds like it was the winner.
I brought it up just because I missed it, so maybe I'll remember it myself next time. But I think it's polyp then. Thank you for telling me how to say the word.
Thin tissue throws me off. That's the hard part.
It does.
Yeah, that's what's kind of tricky. Some of these questions on those greens, man, their wording is so tricky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I looked it up, and it says an abnormal clump of cells that grow inside the body. So it doesn't say anything about thin tissue. But I still think that might be the answer. And if somebody listening to the podcast knows that question and the answer, then validate or tell us we're wrong, I guess. But
Testify.
No, I've had I do a lot of health and medicine questions, and I've never had that one.
yep.
We need a doctor. Please tell us.
Beats.
Dr. Beats. That's your. Yeah, no. My green vault was from films. This was just the very last one that I just got. And what genre is the movie The Holiday? You guys ever seen this movie?
No, I'm gonna guess comedy.
Yeah, well, so comedy romance is the answer. And I answered this. I've answered this several times, totally confidently. And then I went and looked it up because I was putting it in here, and then realized I was thinking of a completely different movie. I was thinking of something with like Reese Witherspoon and I don't know, Ben Stiller or something. That's not this movie at all. This has like Cameron Diaz and Kate Winslet. I don't know. I don't even know what this movie is. I've never watched it, but it's comedy romance, which you would normally call romantic comedy. The answer is comedy romance in this one. So beware.
Nice.
There you go. Let's move right on to suggestions. We take some of your suggestions and we just talk about them. So here we go. Coin Demon suggestion 1406. With Elon's acquisition of Twitter, bring back the Doge event until Hawaii event starts. Well, we're only less than 24 hours away from that now, so bring back 23 hours of Doge.
Yeah, I definitely want to see it back. I think probably the majority of players have never seen the event, but if they bring it back, maybe they should exclude the UK since they get every other event. Sorry, Coin Demon. No, I mean, bring it back and make it for everybody, yeah.
Rudy, do you have a Doge?
I do not. Yeah, I'm in. I want the Doge event. I
right.
don't have a blueprint, a QB, no dog bones.
It won't be dropping for me, but if there's more out there, the price will be cheaper probably.
Oh yeah, you probably sold yours, right?
Yeah.
I might get one soon. I don't know. Keep looking.
Yeah. Well, it'll come around. Yeah, I'm all for it. Bring back 23 hours of Doge. Bring it on. And do we care about Elon buying Twitter at all? Does that affect anyone's life? Talk about that. No?
Free speech.
Anybody got stock? I don't know.
I don't twit, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't tweet either.
Yeah, I just do the Coin Hunt World
little bit.
Twit. That's all. Right.
Yeah.
You know.
Coin Hunt.
That's exactly.
That's it.
We don't often have a suggestion from Squeamy, but here we go. Squeamy suggestion 1431. Give an extra second or so before having the map snap back on auto rotate mode. Current time delay after manually rotating is too short and makes it difficult to tap on print shops or buddy quest seesaws while in motion, like when you're on a bike. Squeamy bike riding here. I don't use auto rotate, so do you guys use it?
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Yeah,
I think it's not a bad idea. I almost like envision a slider where you could choose between like 1 to 5 seconds of a delay. I don't know, but I mean, it doesn't bother me when I use it, but I know what he's talking about. Like, I remember when I was streaming the dragon print during the New Year's event, I would kept moving over to look at target, and then it would come right back and move over to look at target on the print shop.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I turned the setting off when I was live streaming. But yeah, so I get it. Rudy?
Yep, I get it. It happens to me all the time where I'm like trying to spin the screen to see my headquarters, and you try to tap on it and it just like pops back. So, I mean, it would be helpful, but I don't know how high on the list it would be,
Yeah.
I despise the map auto rotate. I wish there was just like a button I could just click and like hit a hammer and just make it like never come on ever. Just like the buddy quest, I never want to turn them off. Never. I never want to turn map rotate on.
I never do it.
There is a button you check.
Yeah, but you
accidentally pocket.
We've talked about how you can pocket move all of these things, right? But suggestion 1438 is from Dipova. We just saw a picture of Dipova. So hey, awesome. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. That's what I like. Add option for long press on the vault to bring up the report vault screen. The reason is many vaults that need reporting cannot be reached to interact with them properly, but can be seen on the map. I'm not sure what this suggestion means now that I've written
Well,
it. There were many upvotes.
I'm thinking of it like, remember that vault I was complaining about that's on 291 that's in that guy's backyard? Like, if I
Yes.
could long press on that instead of having to get out my car and walk to that guy's
Okay.
backyard and being like, I don't like your vault here.
So it would extend it to any, like, you could click anywhere that you can see it, and it would.
Yeah, and if you held it for like 3 seconds, then it would give you the option. Like, I think that's what he's saying. At least when you read it, that's how I interpreted it. I actually like that too, because
I like that.
It's faster than giving out the coordinates and all that stuff from Google Maps.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
I know of that vault you're talking about too.
Yeah.
I've been in that guy's backyard.
Rudy, yeah. I jumped out of my car like 5 times to get it.
I filled that dozer. I had to like walk behind his house to fill that dozer.
I went to his backyard and I was like, "Hey, I'm playing coin hunt."
Hey, destroy it and move it like 30 feet, man.
Move it. That's the Beats way of talking to new players. Hey, welcome and move everything that you've just done.
Tell me your strategy.
Okay. Oh, we're having too much fun. We're almost at the end, though. Let's go to the buddy quests. I always just kind of go by how it's written here. Zach, do you want to go first on your buddy quest update?
Sure. Throwing hobos. It's my buddy, and one of these guys that I probably talked to last year that I don't interact with a whole lot. But our buddy quest came in Friday. He messaged me. I feel like I'm usually the guy who's. I only message if like they don't message me on the first or second day. Then I'm gonna message like, "Hey, are you alive? Do you exist?" Usually I wait for. I don't know why. Like I should be more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bad buddy. Don't add me, guys. Anyways, I waited for him to message me, but he messaged me on the first day. And we knocked it out. He said he was available all day Saturday. So I said, how about Saturday morning? Scheduled the time, and we knocked it out really fast. So he's a good buddy. I'd recommend adding him. So
Throwing hobos.
Yeah.
I'd be very nervous to see a name pop up that I don't recognize at all.
Well, to be fair, I usually put people's Discord names on here and not their actual in-game names for whatever reason. So, throwing hobos though.
When those names don't match, I'm also even more nervous. So,
yeah.
Wow.
All right. Wonder where that came from. Like, do you think he's like an officer and he just throws hobos off the street? Like, where do you think that name came from?
Like an old-timey rail yard cop? Get out of here. I don't know. Rudy, did you find who your buddy quest was?
Yeah, so I'm going to shout out my April buddy quest real quick, just because, hey, they helped me win first.
Oh, okay.
So I got 2 STL players, Sleepy Gary and Icky Knot. Thank you, guys. It was smooth sailing the whole time. And then Purple Dragon was, like, impressive. I was down in Tampa. I laid my headquarters in Venice. And it was like I was going up to Tampa, and I was going to spend the night, and the buddy quest popped up, and I was leaving the next day. I was going back to Kansas City the next day. So I was like, and I had talked to him because he's from Nebraska before. I was like, look, man, we've got like a 2-hour window to make this happen when I get back to Venice. And he made it happen. So
nice.
Ends off the Purple Dragon. And then OG player Scout Reg, we got it done.
Oh, yeah.
And then just this earlier today, actually, ETH Head 22 made it happen. He was actually getting me off my ass, and got it done.
ETH Head.
Oh, thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Good stuff. That was awesome. I like that. Shout out to all the people that helped you get there.
Yeah,
nice.
Got it done, guys.
We don't have to do any shout outs this week because basically Rudy's done like 8 for us.
Dude, I got a bunch. I got to shout out my family. So Susan the Spatula, Frank the Knife.
Thanks for letting us use your house, guys.
Woo, yeah. KRS1, my wife. She's the biggest support. I love
That's
you.
right.
I love
KRS1.
you.
Nice.
And High Pockets, my mother-in-law. Javin KC. Double D2. Hocus Pocus. And Dorkoff, I think. Duckoff. TP13. I got something. Thank you, guys.
His
you guys
buddies.
And you know what?
Casey, I hit your vaults every day.
Another little trick that I had in that run was I've got all my vaults kind of clustered together, like in the middle of all of us. And I told everyone, I was like, look, I need you guys. I don't care if you hit any vaults. Anytime you get around my vaults, can you please hit them all? So I think I was getting about 30 to 40 extra leaderboard points a day from them.
Huge.
Thank you guys.
No,
Nice.
I took my wife's van over a couple times. No. You don't have to thank me because I didn't have a car most of the time. So like I was like, I'm not gonna walk 8 miles, but so 16 total. But I did hit him.
You got it all started, buddy. Kansas City loves you.
There you go. Nice.
All right.
Well, I'll just finish off then. My buddy quest was with Kabluki. I forget how we decided to say that. Kabluki, I think, is what we said. Chicago player who we mentioned before when Rubik's was on. So thank you, Kabluki. Yeah. All right. This is it. Tomorrow, the Tiki time starts. So I love your hat, Rudy. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. I actually got some keys left.
It's funny because
got a couple.
All I saw was under the bill earlier when I said you got your hat ready, or above and under the bill, same thing. Yeah, got that, but I didn't actually realize it said Tiki House until right now. You're like, yeah,
we're
it's
ready.
awesome.
You got a little tiki guy there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow, there is a Tiki on there. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the chief with his tongue sticking out.
Dude, they should
Yeah.
embrace.
How many blueprints are you guys buying?
2 reds at least.
I don't know.
Yeah, that seems to be the consistent number.
Yeah, I need more keys, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get as close as I can to 2.
I know. I think I might go with 4. Honestly, whenever I get these reds.
Money bags.
Must be nice to have 4 reds to spend, right?
Not for long. They'll be gone before I know it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, these prices are crazy, man.
Well, I figure if you can, I was thinking about even with 2 red keys, if you'll get 100 blueprints, right? You try to print 50 of them, and you try to sell 50 for 2 red keys. I think you can do it in a few months, honestly. So it might be worth just.
I questioned it with the cats, and it might be different since there are more Tiki cubies, but I thought the same thing, like 3 months. It's like, sure, the prices come around 3 months, but it seemed like it was more like 6 months before the prices really turned around and you started to see some.
Now, I mean, getting 3-4x for them, it's crazy.
I don't know if you guys saw either, if this makes a difference in the price or to what your behaviors are going to be, but that Illusion Weaver also said that 20,000 of them, of the 100,000, would not be available in the shop, that they will come from things like Twitter contests.
Whoa.
So I don't know. You won't be able to buy 100,000. 20,000
you can be tweeting now, Beats.
Will not be in the shop.
Whoa.
So only 80,000 will be bought. So there you go. I don't know what that means. It's one of those cryptic little things Illusion Weaver threw out there. So
wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So a little tidbit there. We don't know. We don't know what that means. All right. Well, let's get the hell out of here, guys. Rudy, thank you so much for being on.
Yep. Thanks, Rudy.
Get 24 hours of rest, and then we'll see you right back on the trail. Next time you see us, guys, we will be dead tired from doing as much as we possibly can. I'm going to even vote that we skip a week so that we can just keep hunting the whole time. But I don't know. You might see us anyway. Rudy, do you want to do the honors?
Pull my fingers.